Great.
He's been able to get some really good footage, which is really great. Kurt, you just tell me when.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. We are now live, Mr. Chair.
Fantastic. Are we ready to begin?
We are ready.
All right. Excellent. Thank you all for joining us. It is June 8th. This is the 7:30 Lawrence Cultural Arts Commission meeting. My name is Daniel B. Smith, the chair of the Lawrence Cultural Arts Commission, and I'm going to open this meeting. And I believe the first thing before anything is we might have a little bit of housekeeping. Is that correct, Porter?
That is correct. Just want to remind everybody that we are recording this meeting and broadcasting it live to YouTube. And also for the folks in the room, please use the microphone when you speak. That will help make sure we are heard by everybody. And all of you, if you can keep your mute buttons on until you are speaking, that would also be great. And I turn it back to Mr. Chair.
All right, great. Thank you, Porter. So now I will begin by actually calling this meeting to order with a roll call, see who is here. And I will begin by calling Marlo.
Present.
And then we have Denise. And then we have Mary.
Yes.
And then we have Jordan. And then we have Dina.
Here.
And then we have Marciana.
Here.
And then we have Rebecca.
Here.
And Jill. And finally, Tim.
Here.
All right, great. Thank you. Especially those folks who are in person. It's kind of hard to make out who's there. Apologies again that I wasn't able to attend in person. But up next on the agenda, I have to ask if anybody has had a chance to review the minutes from May and if there's any discussion or potentially motions to approve those minutes.
I can make a motion. This is Dina Amon. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Great. Thank you, Dina. Can I get a second to approve those May minutes?
This is Rebecca Schlichting. I will second that.
All right. And now I will call for a roll call vote to approve the May minutes, beginning with Marlo.
Approve.
And then Denise. And then Mary.
Approve.
And then Jordan.
Approve.
And then Dina.
Approve.
And then Marciana.
Approve.
And then Rebecca.
Approve.
And Jill, who's not present, and Tim, finally.
Approve.
All right, excellent. So, and I approve as well. So unanimously, we approve the May minutes. Cruising right along. This might be a short meeting. Up next on our agenda, we have public comment in case anybody has joined us either virtually or in person. Somebody joining us may speak to any items, except those scheduled on the agenda. After first being recognized, you'll have 3 minutes for public comment on any one topic if anybody is present. Do we have anybody there, Porter?
I do not see anybody here for public comment. Oh, wait a minute. I do. Oh, no. No, there is nobody here that I do not know. So I think we covered that.
All right, great. Once again, this might be a short meeting. Up next on the agenda, we have new business. And Porter, I'm seeing that what I have here is it says none. We have no new business. Is that
I
the case?
don't believe anything is new at this point. So I think we can go right to old business and the Art and Culture Crossings update.
Great. Yeah, sounds great. Alicia, I can see has joined us for an update on Art Culture Crossings. So Alicia, up first in the old business category, I will let you take it away.
Hello, everyone. Alicia Kelly here. I just wanted to give you kind of some big updates in Art Culture Crossing, kind of what's been happening. I did send out some emails today, and I will be sending out more with just more info to just see exactly what's happening. But so kind of backtracking, just giving you a brief overview and then where we are. 4 artists were selected. they've signed contracts. Those 4 artists, just a quick reminder of who and what they're doing is we have Kaylee Dino, who is doing a mobile art cart with like recycled art supplies that she'll be kind of posted up at some different events. We have Dan Bourne, who is a playwright and has created a monologue that will be performed at some different events, as well as Jeremy Osborne and his partner Misty are doing an art and video installation that we are still locking down location on that, but hopefully storefront or outside of a building somewhere in downtown Lawrence. And then the last is Fali Afani, and she is a photographer in town as well as community organizer, and will be having an exhibition as well as a drag performance. So a couple things about these, figuring out kind of how this program lives with all these different variety genres of art is kind of middle of June, starting June 18th, these events are starting to happen. Some of them kind of off by themselves. Like June 18th is at the farmer's market. Kaylee will have her art cart next to some kids activities and by the market info booth to engage people. But kind of throughout the month of June, these events will be happening with a big culminative event happening June 24th, Final Fridays. So on June 24th, all the events will be happening in one way or another downtown. I'm not going to go through all the details and dates, but Explore Lawrence has been lovely and created a landing page. I don't have it pulled up. I can tell you how to get there really easily. It's just on their site under events at the top, and then you click that and it goes right to it. There is its own landing page that tells you kind of a brief overview of the whole initiative, as well as info on each of the artists. And then if you scroll down, there are events for every single there's an event for every single project going on, and their dates and times and where and kind of what's going on. Some things are still being solidified and updated, so feel free to check back on that. It's changing daily, and Andrea at Explore Lawrence has been really lovely to update things so quickly for me. So feel free to check out that. The official city press release came out yesterday. That should be in some inboxes. It was great. That's able to view, as well as I have personally created an Instagram just for up-to-date kind of tagging options, things in the moment, things people repost that I can tell you all here, or maybe if there's an easier way to write it down. Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, hang on, Alicia. Let me I'll make this a little easier for you, and that way we have it all. So let me go back. I can show everybody. Here's the Unmistakably Lawrence or Explore Lawrence page. And then you go to events, and right down here, art and culture crossings. And it takes you right to this page. And I believe this is what you're referencing, is we have the Instagram link right there.
Yes. So for, right now I'm slowly introducing the artists and kind of talking about their projects on it. And then my plan is to keep updating on in progress, as well as while I'm at the events, and kind of, get people hyped in the moment. So that is worth looking at. And let's see, currently I'm just trying to connect with all the partners. Honestly, my goal is to try to have all the partners involved in some way or another. So still kind of solidifying some potential partnership with Spencer and Watkins, having some input as well. And I think that's it in the terms. It's been a lot of, I was gone for 10 days at a workshop and I recently returned. So I'm jumping right back into it. So all these events that Porter's scrolling through are all of the ones happening. I think there are 9 altogether, something like that. There's Marlo. Yeah, so each one, like with the one that probably has the most events is Bang, the monologue. And with that, I'm trying to make every performance, working with the artists, make it kind of an event to attend. Like we're having one Sunday, the 26th at the Cider Gallery, and we'll have a musician playing kind of jazzy music to that era, as well as hopefully having the Watkins have a presence. And it sounds like after meeting with the Spencer today, they will have some sort of presence there, kind of referencing art and connecting it, the art they have, and connecting it to Lawrence history. The Raven, there's going to be one performance at the Raven that's up there. There is a lot of information, and I won't bog you down with all the details because it's worth going through and looking, and keep checking back because things are being updated. So I think unless I'm sure there's questions or anything as it kind of starts to roll on, and I will answer all of them to the best of my ability if there's any or anything I missed.
This is Marlo. I just had a question, maybe a Porter question or an Alicia question, but we didn't do a art exhibition opening for the sculpture exhibition this year because we just had the two. Could they be incorporated either online or in like a map or something? So there's some awareness of those two works.
Yeah, we wanted to do this separately since it's its own program, but I'm very aware that I need to do something for that. Honestly, I've been really frustrated because I can't find the printing company that used to do exterior labels for us was really great, but they don't have that material anymore. Oh. So I've been kind of confounded by that. So anyway, I plan to do something. I don't know if we'll do a full release. And we may do, I didn't want to be disrespectful to that program and those artists either. So I'm trying to do both. But yeah, absolutely. We'll put something out. I didn't want to compete with this program,
That makes sense.
but I do want to get something out so people are aware of those. And so that's in process.
Could we do the auto casting that we've done in the past with the audio tour?
That's a cost.
Okay.
And with two, I'm not sure I can do that this year.
Okay, gotcha.
Alicia, this is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
If you are doing any kind of history of or context of William Burroughs and Lawrence, you might have somebody give me a call. I have kind of a funny story about working with him when we did an adaptation of his novel Queer at the theater.
That
Okay.
sounds interesting.
I want to hear that story.
I know, I do too. I will get the playwright in touch with you. Probably all three of us in any one. I want to hear the story, and also any input ideas. Like, I definitely want to be sensitive to each artist and kind of what they see. So I'm definitely giving ideas and kind of sculpting along the way. But I love that. I'll be in contact.
Mary, that sounds to me like it could be a one-woman show. Any other questions for Alicia? I just want to say bravo. You have done just a stellar job. I know this is not easy. I've done these kinds of things. Curating in the public realm is on par with solving world peace, I think. So bravo, you've done a great job. I'm so appreciative. And thank you to all of our partners. Everybody's really been great in this. To remind everybody, we were in the midst of the pandemic when we got this grant. And we had all sorts of ideas about open windows and things, and that hasn't played out quite the way we expected. But the result of this is really terrific. And it really is doing what we set out to do, which is to open up to more public art opportunities for local artists. So excellent job, Alicia, and thank you. And I'm really looking forward to getting out June 24th and seeing everything.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll keep you all posted. Just keep looking back at the Explore Lawrence too. I appreciate you all and the time.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks for joining us, Alicia.
Thank you.
Up next, we have one other piece of old business on the agenda, and I believe, Porter, that this is going to be your call.
I will take it. Good news. This has been quite a journey. We almost have a web page ready. We do have our press release drafted along with a, what do you call it? An interest letter for application. And so we're going to get that. That was really key. And that took a lot of time to develop because we want to make sure that covers all the requirements. So anybody interested in applying for a grant will work through this checklist and make sure they understand everything that they have to do and their nonprofit status and all that. But that will let us gather the information we need to start determining with $150,000, how many grants can we offer and should we put some sort of ceiling on the grant amount. So we are very close. I think within the next 2 weeks, if not sooner, we'll get that out and start this ball rolling. Melody in my office has just been stellar in researching all this, getting all this together, looking at other websites and that sort of thing. So, and as you all know from last time, we did get an extension. So we have a 6-month extension. So that took some of the pressure off. And we're just opening it up, I think, basically for the whole time frame. So between when we got the grant and through June 2023, I believe is what we're doing. So we needed to get the website all together before we put any information out because we know people have questions. So we're working on that too. So anyway, we are that close. It's going to happen. And I'm really excited to finally get this out of the gates.
This is Mary asking more questions. So let me hold your feet to the fire here, Porter. So if you expect to get an initial website up in 2 weeks, then what is the expected timeline for the grants?
The website is actually almost done. So we're getting close on that. And I don't have the dates right in front of me. I apologize. But we actually have a timeline set up and that will be on the website. Basically, I think the grant application will open in July and then go through from there. You know, I think I don't remember the exact details. I don't want to say it publicly, but it's all going to be on the website. So we have a timeline laid out and all the information that people will need. Does that help?
No.
Because you want more detail.
But you're working it. Yes. I mean, after 7 months, I think we deserve a little more detail.
No. Absolutely. And I apologize for not having it in front of me. But I will get that out as soon as I can. I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. Let me check tomorrow. I've actually been in 3 days of retreat. So I'm kind of getting my sea legs back and getting back in the office. But I'm going to meet with my staff tomorrow morning. So I'll find out more information and get that out to you as quickly as possible.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. Happy to.
Porter, are we going to do any kinds of like webinar? I know with the TGT grant, it's always very helpful when you do those public info sessions. Is there anything virtual planned that we could do?
I haven't planned anything yet. We certainly can do that. I think that the parameters of this are so specific that, but we can certainly, actually, I might even ask you or Mary to join me if anybody with experience just to kind of do a little Zoom meeting. Yeah. We can certainly set that up and do. The good thing with Zoom is we can record it. Yeah. So even if people can't attend, they can go back and view it. And we try to keep it short enough that people are comfortable to do that. So thanks. Yeah, we absolutely do that.
I always found that was really helpful. With
the that's a good idea.
Are there any other questions in regards to the NEA grant? If not, I just want to say I really appreciate the input and the questions that we did have. And I think we will move along to the next section of the agenda, which is committee updates. And I have one thing, let's see here, Porter, is that an update you have for us as well?
On the police age, the artwork, yeah. So if you go out, if you happen to be out near the police facility at 5100 Overland, behind north of Walmart out there, they have poured all the concrete pads for that project. The artist is scheduled to come, actually not the artist himself, but his installation team is coming in June 20th through the 24th to install that artwork. I have seen photographs of the work in the studio assembled. It's remarkable. It's wonderful to see it. It's very festive. And I think the lighting that he has done is really intriguing. So I think it's really going to be impactful, particularly at night, which is kind of nice in a neighborhood environment. I'm working out all the details with the police department and the Parks and Recreation department to get that all set up so that when they arrive, they can get that installed fairly quickly. So that is happening and will be happening soon.
Does anybody have any questions or comments about the public art which is going in at the police headquarters, or any statements?
Oh, I wanted to add, we're going to have the installation, knowing that we're getting into summertime and the artist schedule is a little tricky. We think we'll have it installed. We've got information ready for it. We probably won't do an opening event until later in the summer or early fall. That way we can make sure everything's working right and all that kind of stuff. I always found that giving public art a little seasoning period is a really good idea. So we're looking to do that, and I'm working on a schedule with him for that.
All right. Well, hearing no other comments, I hope people won't be mad at me if this is a short meeting. The next section on our agenda is simply miscellany. So I'll open up the floor and see if anybody has any concerns, any topics they'd like to bring up, any announcements.
I just have a question. This is Mary. Porter, do you want to maybe fill some of the other folks in? Derek did such a lovely presentation last night at the City Commission meeting about transitioning from Parks and Rec to Parks, Rec, Arts and Culture. And I think probably we as a commission need to be aware of that. And I'm kind of surprised I don't see anybody from Parks and Rec on this meeting tonight.
That's a great idea. What I can do is send out a link that will take you directly to that part of the meeting so you can watch his presentation from last night. We are in this transitional period. And just so everybody understands, I have been overseeing this board and Explore Lawrence and Downtown Lawrence, Inc. and Sister Cities. So we're in process of transitioning all of those boards. Derek has been more focused on Explore Lawrence as we're entering into budget season, working with them so he understands their situation and their budget. But they are in the process of hiring 2 new people, and we will find out hopefully soon when those people will be on board and when they can start making that transitional effort.
But those people are marketing people. They're not arts people.
But they would be the people that would become the liaison for the board in working with Unmistakable Identity. And I'm going to work with them over the course of the rest of this year to make that transition.
I hope you're going to continue to provide input, because I think that you are so knowledgeable and we have benefited so much from your broad-based knowledge of arts and culture. And I frankly don't see a replacement for that.
Thank you. And I plan, if you remember, Roger kind of held my feet to the fire a month ago and said that he knew where to find me effectively. So I'm not leaving, and I certainly will be involved in that process. And thanks for the kind words.
Well, I will certainly echo the sentiment that you've been very valuable to this group. And yeah, I would be excited about your continued involvement in whatever capacity. Does anybody else have any statements, announcements, or questions along those lines or otherwise? If not, I actually do. I just wanted to say that I read the paper about Mary's impending retirement, and I wanted to congratulate her on that. That sounds exciting. I would like to retire. That sounds fantastic. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Positive news, and see if anybody else had anything else. And if not, we can move to adjournment and make this probably a record as far as meetings that I've been involved with. Dina, are you raising your hand?
Yeah. This is Dina Amont. I'd just like to add a quick personal note. So after 20 wonderful years of teaching high school students art at Lawrence High, I've accepted a new position on the faculty in the art department at Washburn University. So I'll be starting with next school year, teaching art education and art, supervising student teachers, and working with the Mulvane Art Museum there. So I'm really excited about this transition and new opportunity. So I just wanted to share that with everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
Thank you.
That's great.
And actually, Daniel, I'm going to go ahead and finish what you're going to say.
Oh, no, you can go ahead.
I just wanted to follow up with what you said with Mary's exciting news, and you've been such an angel to me coming into this town. You and I have been through some bumpy trails together, but yeah, I'm very happy for you, and I know it's probably bittersweet to some degree. But I'm kind of serious about this one woman show. I bet you have stories that would be very interesting. So food for thought, don't rush into anything, and I won't hold you to it, but no, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, overall, it sounds like there's multiple people on this call who are looking forward to some big changes and some transitions. And if nobody else has any other comments, I will personally ask that we might transition towards adjournment if someone would like to make a motion to that effect.
Before we adjourn, can I just put a little plug in for Juneteenth coming up later this month?
Yes.
So June 16th through 19th, there's some wonderful community events going on. So check it out. Explore Lawrence has a nice landing page for that as well.
And banners just went up.
Oh, they did? Good.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, try again, Daniel.
All right, yeah. I'm excited about those Juneteenth events. I will be there with the health department. If anybody has a motion to adjourn they'd like to make, though, I'm a little bit sleepy. So,
Jordan Martinez, I move to adjourn.
Excellent, thank you, Jordan. Can I get a second on that motion?
This is Dina Amont. I'll second.
Great, thank you, Dina. And this is I always forget this part, Porter. Do we do a roll call for adjournment? I don't believe so.
I think for this particular action, if everybody indicates gestures in some way affirmative, we're good.
All right,
I don't see
great.
anybody opposed, so I think you're good.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate everybody coming, volunteering their time to be a part of this meeting, especially those individuals who are there in person. Safe travels, and we will be in communication, and I will see you next time.
Thanks, Daniel. Bye, everybody.
Thanks.